Are you following a Super Rugby Pacific team? Stick around and I'll share my predictions for 2024. Hey everyone, it's Coach H here, and you've found Inspired by Union, a channel where I discuss my thoughts on Southern Hemisphere rugby. Let's dive right in. I recently discussed the coaches of each Super Rugby franchise, and now I'm going to share where I believe your team will finish in 2024. I'll cover players to watch, the draw and where positions will be placed after the first month. The Brumbies. Based in the national capital, Canberra, this team has traditionally been a high performer. Formed as a ragtag afterthought using discarded players from the New South Wales and Queensland provinces, the Brumbies quickly set about building a legacy based on work ethic, attention to detail, and well-drilled teams. These very traits can best describe today's version of the Brumbies in 2024. Who to look out for? Noah Lolesio. Overlooked by Eddie Jones in 2023, Lolesio took up a short-term contract as a joker deal for Toulon in the top 14. With Jones saying sayonara to Australia, look for Lolesio to hit the ground running this season. Brumbies have finished fourth on the ladder in 22 and 23 respectively. Aiming for a top 2 finish and avoiding a knockout final in New Zealand should be a priority. The Brumbies should bank 3 wins in their first month to set them up. I predict second place on the ladder and going down in a close final across the Tasman. The Blues, stacked with talent but lacking the killer instinct of the 96 and 97 editions. With the biggest rugby nursery in New Zealand, it's a mystery why this franchise hasn't kicked on and dominated the competition. The fact that so many players slip through the net and prosper elsewhere is almost criminal. Who to watch? Mark Telea. After a bumper 2023 season, look for Telea to hit the ground running. An absolute menace around the ruck, Telea causes all sorts of nightmares for the players in the small numbered jerseys on defence. After finishing first and third on the ladder in 22 and 23 respectively, the Blues have lacked the edge to push on and do the job come finals. Vern Cotter will be tasked to unlock this hoodoo. The draw. 3 winnable games inside the first month get the faithful excited. 5th on the ladder and out in straight sets for the men north of the Bombays. The Chiefs. They say you have to win one to lose one. Assistant coach Roger Randall recently visited NRL side the Panthers to find out how they bounced back from a loss in 2020 to win the competition the following season. The franchise has put together 2 quality campaigns under Clayton McMillan and will be looking to go one further this season. Watch out for Sami Penifina. With Frizzell plying his trade north in Japan, the All Blacks are looking for their next power athlete at 6. Finau, the youngster, has all the tools in the kit. Look for a big shift and a big move in 24. Trending upwards from 3rd in 22 to 1st on the ladder in 23, the Chiefs are looking to go one further this season. The Chiefs are well drilled, tough to play at home, and enjoy success on the road. The side nails 3 wins inside the first month. I predict the Chiefs to finish first on the ladder and take the title. The Crusaders. Change is underway in the castle. With Razor departing for AB's duty, Rob Penny has retained players and staff to ensure continuity. Expect the high standards to remain. Who to watch? Ethan Blackadder. With injuries behind him, Blackadder put in a huge shift for the Michael before a late World Cup call-up in 23. I expect Blackadder to be the glue guy for the forwards. Second place finishes in 22 and 23 led to away championships. The side is well placed to again remain in the top 4. The Crusaders nailed 2 wins in the first month at a minimum. A semi-final loss away from home will signal an end to the run for the perennial winners. Fijian Ndrua, a team on the rise and quickly becoming every fan's second side, this team has grown immensely since joining the competition. Now visiting teams face a fortress rather than a tricky road trip assignment. Who to watch? Yosefo Masi. With 9 tries in 2023, look out for this midfielder to hit the ground running in 24. With the Rugby World Cup campaign in the bag, this experience adds to the finely tuned athlete and threat that Masi is. Ndrua will be 1-3 inside the first month and looking to launch against the Aussie teams ahead. Finishing 6th on the ladder, honourable losses in the finals await. The Highlanders. With Jamie Joseph on board as Director of Rugby, the Southern franchise will lean on his experience gained at international level. The Southern men are very much in a growth phase, and graduates of the high performance program are slowly winning full-time contracts. Watch out for Fabian Holland. The Man Mountain has been well managed during his development and not pushed too early. I expect to see Holland push for higher honours in 24, perhaps a project player for the All Blacks 15. A tough opening month sees the Highlanders 1-3 after 4 rounds. Another tough season for the Landers will see the side finish in 9th spot. However, the playing group will show growth, and the amount of games put into these young legs will bear fruit in the seasons ahead. The Hurricanes, X Factor, razzle dazzle, the entertainers of the competition. The side will look to build into the campaign under the tutelage of Scotsman Clark Laidlaw. Laidlaw will look to bring consistency to a playing list that on paper is well balanced this year. Player to watch, Cam Roigard. Hitting the ground running by equalling Beauden Barrett's Bronco record of 4 minutes and 12 seconds in the January All Blacks camp, expect Roigard to build into the season nicely in 24. Add into the competition of experienced campaigner TJ Perenara, expect these two to bring the best out of each other. Off to a flyer, the team will be 3-1 after the first month of action. The Canes will finish 3rd on the ladder and fall at the semi-final stage in 24. Melbourne Rebels, a franchise perhaps on its last legs. Coach Kevin Foote is under the pump to keep the distractions at bay. Rugby Australia just doesn't have the coin to bail the franchise out. Player to watch, Carter Gordon. Perhaps introduced to Test rugby too early by Sayonara Jones, expect Gordon to take his Super Rugby form to another level in 24. The learnings from 23, putting into practice and guiding this team around the field will shape Gordon as the 10 of the future. Possibly at 0-4 after the first month, if the squad can't get up and about early, she's going to be a tough slog come autumn. 11th on the ladder and possibly gone as a franchise at the end of the season. Moana Pacifica. Tana Umanga has put together a fantastic coaching group, but this won't offset the lack of talent or experience come wins on the ladder. Chasing mini goals for the season, like winning 50% of the last 20-minute quarters, turning high losses into losing bonus point wins will be the order of the day for Umanga. Watch out for Julian Savia as he moves from the Canes to the Pacifica. Savia will be looking to stamp his authority as Super Rugby try-scoring record holder. Pain across the first month signals 12th on the ladder for the Pacifica. New South Wales Waratahs. Congratulations to New South Wales Rugby, who this year celebrate 150 years of the code in the state. Amazing. The side has finished 6th on the ladder in 22 and 23 respectively, and supporters will have their fingers crossed that Coach Coleman can unlock the secret to success at Super Rugby level this year. Watch out for Mark Nawanganitawase before he skips codes to join the Roosters in the NRL at the end of the season. One of the few bright lights across lean years for the Wallabies in 22 and 23, Nawanganitawase is an X-factor player, a threat with ball in hand, and industrious working off the ball. I picked the Tars to be 2-2 at the end of the first month, with the possibility of knocking off the Crusaders a super round. The Tars, their game style upsets the team in red and black. In a season where Coleman may be coaching for his job, the Tars will limp into the finals in 7th spot. Queensland Reds. Les Kiss is tasked with addressing the decline in fortunes following success on the COVID-separated seasons. Unable to take their game to the Kiwi sides, the Reds will look to build on their Highlanders scalp last year by addressing this as a first course of business. Watch out for Hunter Paisami. An injury-disrupted 23, Paisami's hit the ground running in his pre-season and put together an impressive body of work thus far. A tough first month indicate the struggles against the Kiwi sides to continue, placed at 1-3. The Reds never really threaten all season and sneak into 8th spot. Western Force. The franchise has recruited experience in order to create depth and in-house competition. Backed by mining magnates Andrew and Nicola Forrest, the Force have been ambitious since their reintroduction to Super Rugby. With time to embed themselves, the billionaires will now be expecting results in the West. Watch out for Nick White. The veteran halfback demands ball on a plate and high standards from those around him. Expect him to make a difference to the Force's methods this year. A difficult first month, the franchise will ask, what if at season's end? 10th place for the men from the West. So, I have a top 4 consisting of the Chiefs, the Brumbies, the Hurricanes and the Crusaders. The Blues, Fijian and Drua, the Waratahs and the Reds round out the top 8. Missing the finals are the developing Highlanders, the unlucky Force, the Rebels flirt with extinction, and Moana Pacifica again fail to fire. In terms of champions for 24, I picked the Chiefs to overcome the Brumbies in a tightly fought home final. If you've enjoyed these predictions, consider smashing that subscribe button and hitting the bell for more insights every week. Remember, these are my personal predictions for your team in 24. You in the rugby universe, please add a comment on where you think your team will finish on the ladder and why. I'm Coach H, and you've been watching Inspired by Union.